Most of the time, people don't realize that there's science behind everything, even in baking. We're here to show you that today. Have you forgotten what convection is yet? If you have, convection is heat transfer by mass motion of a fluid, such as air or water, when the heated fluid is caused to move away from the source of heat, carrying energy with it. When an object such as a cake is placed into an active oven, the oven's fans would circulate the heat by blowing hot air to a cooler side of the oven, where it would sink and cool down. Another heat source would eventually get to the cool air and heat it back up, causing it to rise. When it comes to heat in baking, there are two types of chemical reactions to consider. One is exothermic, a reaction that produces heat, and the other is endothermic, a reaction that takes in heat. As you bake a cake, you are producing an endothermic chemical reaction that changes ooey gooey batter into a fluffy, delicious treat. The cake dough isn't really a cake, but when it's heated in the oven, a chemical reaction occurs and new bonds are formed. If you've ever baked a cake from scratch in the past, you would realize that the recipe you used contained baking powder. Well then, what is baking soda if there's such thing as baking powder? Baking powder is a mixture of baking soda and an acidic powder such as tartaric acid. Baking soda is sodium bicarbonate and will react once shown to an acidic liquid. Baking powder, on the other hand, will react when the moisture and the correct amount of heat is available to the powder. Baking powder will react when the cake batter is in the oven, allowing the cake to rise. A decomposition reaction is formed by the baking powder, moisture, and heat, releasing water and carbon dioxide as the mixture reacts. Well, what is a decomposition reaction, you may ask? A decomposition reaction is a chemical reaction in which a single compound breaks down into two or more elements or new compounds. Okay, so we know that, but what's everyone's favorite ingredient? Drumroll please. It's Hannah! Okay, Hannah, you get it, right? Okay, Hannah equals salt and yeah. Salt is a compound of one sodium and chlorine atom. This compound is formed by an ionic bond, and this is what Hannah fills personality with.